Perfect. I'm going to give it a little clap so I can sync everything nice and nicely. So 1, 2, 3. There we go. That should give us me a baseline I can match shit up to. All right. Yep.
Intro song.
Yeah. I think we'll just have the intro playing. Like you don't have to sing it. Yeah. All right. Welcome to the Black Series Cantina. If you collect 6-inch Black Series figures, we serve your kind. I am Mike.
And I am Zach.
There we go. We are here to bring you our brand new, very first episode of our podcast that is dedicated to the Black Series. Absolutely. And before we get in, I kind of wanted to get into our credentials. Like, who are we and why should you care? And my answer is nobody, and you shouldn't. But I'll let you make up your own mind. Yeah. Zach, tell us a little bit about yourself.
All right. The first thing is I am not important. So I'll go with your I am nobody. But well, about me, my name is Zach. I've been collecting the Black Series for a very long time, ever since I guess it launched in 2013, and then I started collecting it in 2014. I actually did get out of collecting the Black Series, but I'll explain that in a minute. When I was in college and I started getting into this line, there was really nobody on Instagram that would talk about the Black Series at all. And so if you scroll way down on my Instagram account, you can actually see where I'm just reviewing figures. And I thought it was the most fun thing ever. It was just really basic. I would pick up like the orange line Darth Maul, and I would just give my thoughts on the figure. And then I would post like nice synchronized photos where the whole page looked nice. People really loved it. And I just fell in love with the line because they were promoted as the ultimate version of each character. And it's just ever since then, I've just really loved the line. And I actually got out of the line after, I want to say in between The Last Jedi and Rogue One when I got out of the line. I think the last wave I actually bought was that Qui-Gon Jinn and Royal Guard line. That I think Tusken Raider was in that also. I had, and Commander Gree came out around that time also. So those were like the last figures I got, and then I kind of wanted to transition into Hot Toys, which is why I actually bought that Darth Vader. That's sitting right there. And I also bought it.
Very good to describe. Physically on an audio podcast.
Oh yeah, well, for the viewers.
But before you move on, we are coming at this audio wise, but there is going to be a video you can watch on my YouTube channel, which there'll be a link for. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt, but
no, I
forgot to talk about that. So
go ahead. There was a period of time whenever I did get out of the Black Series because I wanted a more what's the word I'm trying to think of. I just wanted bigger figures almost, and more like quality over quantity type. But so I got the Darth Vader and I got the Force Awakens Kylo Ren. But then once the photoreal technology came out for the figures, then it pulled me back in big time.
That was a game changer.
So I sold the Force Awakens Kylo Ren Hot Toys to fund a more Black Series, and then I can't get rid of the Darth Vader though. But as for the people who are watching can see, I have a huge wall behind me, of nothing but Black Series figures. So that's just my brief intro, I'd say. What about you, Mike?
Well, before is that the only series you collect is Black Series? Do you collect anything else?
It is Black Series only. I'll dabble in some other things that I think are cool, like a Hot Toys, but for the most part, it is just Black Series.
And then, and what do you do in the community?
It's really just the Instagram account, and now I do have the TikTok also. I've kind of started a cool community on that. I'm up to.
Now you're a cool kid.
Oh yeah, I know, right? Absolutely. You got to stay young somehow.
That's right.
But I'm close to like 900 followers on that now.
That's not bad. Bad.
And I feel like I rarely make videos, and sometimes they're funny. And sometimes they get 12 views, but it's fun. It's worthwhile.
I never make anything for the views. Like I make it because I want to make it.
Yeah, it's fun. It's just fun, and it's another way to be creative. But on my Instagram account, if you follow me at the Star Wars Black Series, I post news whenever it drops, usually rumors from Yakface, or if there's a live stream, I'm usually taking a picture of my laptop screen and posting it really fast. So really just trying to get involved with the community, and now starting this podcast with you. Really excited to dive deeper into the community and dive deeper into some of these figures.
Me too. For those that don't know, Zach and I, we've been friends since childhood. We've known each other. No, we haven't. We literally this is the first night we've ever talked to each other.
Yeah, he lives across the country.
Yeah, I live in San Diego.
I live in Louisville.
We're good friends so far. This is fun.
It's been a blast,
meeting
man.
you. So we already have great rapport, which is integral to a podcast. Yeah. So I'm Mike. Mikekaess is my last name because it's there. It's on YouTube, and a lot of people mispronounce it. So I like to just say that. I'm like you
your
said,
name is Mikekaess, by the way.
Everyone says that. Yeah. Siri. Yeah. Well, Siri's dumb.
Yeah.
I'll
have my AirPods in, and it'll say you have a text message from Mikekaess. Yeah.
I am also nobody, and actually, I think that's kind of one of the things I like about doing this, because we're not like industry insiders. I don't have any links to Daddy Hasbro at all.
Not at all.
In fact, one of my friends who started a channel because of my channel, and he has a contact at Hasbro that emails him when things get announced, and he gets like the official photos and press releases and stuff.
Oh wow!
And he's got a YouTube channel with like 1,000 followers. Well, actually, he's at 1,400 or 1,500 now, which is great. But like, I'm like, how did you do that? Like, what do I have to do?
Give me his name. I'll shout him out. I'll bump him up.
No, it's Papa Gord. So if you watch my channel, if you're here, and if you're listening, Papa Gord, hi, I love you. Yeah. But yeah, it's always a little weird to me. So Papa Gord is great, and
I'll make a post about him.
Absolutely.
Whenever I make a post about somebody, their followers go up quite a bit.
That's great.
I like to see that.
He's my Canadian Santa Claus. For a while, he would send, because Canada for a while was getting things way before the US. Yeah, and he would send me, like, even now. I think
they still kind of are. I mean, I'm seeing
they still are. Yeah, because they still have Toys R Us, which is not fair.
Yeah, not fair at all.
but I'll get Black Series from Canada before they come out in America because of Papa Gord. So he's my Canadian Santa Claus. Anyways, so I'm Mike. I don't really do anything other than I have a YouTube channel where I review a lot of stuff, but Black
it's an amazing YouTube channel. By the way,
thank you. I do a lot of unboxings. I have some Transformers content. But I would say Black Series, like, if I had to, if you twisted my arm and forced me to get rid of everything on my channel but one thing, Black Series is the thing that would stay, because that is the thing that I love the most. And
that's the right answer for this podcast. So
yes, that was a prerequisite.
In 2 hours, whenever you do, like, if you hop on a Marvel Legends podcast, I'm sure you'll say the same thing. So
I'm officially I'm out of Marvel Legends. I do have a Marvel Legends.
Oh wow, really?
But I had to make choices. I had to make tough choices.
Yeah, I have looked every time I see I'm a huge. Well, huge is a strong word, but I'm a very big Iron Man fan and Spider-Man fan. And every time I see those Marvel Legends come out, I'm like, oh, I want it so bad. But then I'm just, then it's like, then I think it's like $20. I can put that $20 towards the Black Series figure I don't have.
What Black Series figure could I have bought instead? Yeah. And
exactly.
The other question is space. Where's it going to go?
Exactly. I don't have any room.
That's usually what kills it for me.
Yeah. And that, though, just for a quick, I know this is a Black Series podcast, but that Thanos and Iron Man 2-pack from like the Infinity Saga from Endgame, that is absolutely amazing.
It does look good. Yeah,
absolutely. I will not buy it, but spiritually
we're pivoting to Marvel Legends. None of us collect it, but let's talk about Marvel Legends for a while now.
Yeah. Okay. Enough of that. We'll talk about that personally, but I just want to say those two figures look great. I wish Black Series would do more 2-packs.
So we could talk about that for a little. Well, we'll talk about that. That's definitely going to come up. Like the Marvel Legends. I feel like there's some sort of rivalry there, especially between fans and Hasbro and stuff like that. So we'll talk about that. That's definitely a topic we'll get to. But I do collect more than just Black Series. I collect Transformers. If you're watching it, you can see my Transformers shelves directly behind my head. I collect NECA Ninja Turtles. I collect the G.I. Joe classifieds. I've got some Mythic Legions. But I am a Black Series
diehard.
Well, diehard, yes.
You're a completionist?
So I don't have every release ever, because if something gets like
Oh, you want
re-released,
to?
I'm not going to buy that. Like, just off the top of my head, back when Phase 2 started in 2014, they re-released the Obi-Wan Kenobi from Phase 1, and that I didn't buy that because I don't need it.
Okay, I got you.
You know, when Snoke and his throne came out, but then they released Snoke by himself. Like, I didn't buy the Snoke by himself because I got Snoke with a throne and they're the same figure. Like, I don't need to buy that.
Okay,
But
well,
I have
that makes
one.
sense.
Yeah, but I have
One of
one of
each.
every unique figure made in the Black Series, with the exception of one. I'm missing, I think it was 2018. There was a San Diego Comic-Con centerpiece with
Was
it
it like
was the
Luke or the Darth Vader
no.
or Kylo Ren,
It
Rey?
was Kylo Ren and Rey. And the Rey was the statue, but the Kylo Ren was a Black Series figure.
Yeah,
And he was unmasked with snow deco, and I'm pretty sure a photoreal face. And that's just the only one I don't have because I just can't. I did not want to buy any centerpieces, and I'm okay.
Yeah.
Even though it's like I've got Kylo Ren's up the wazoo, I don't need another Kylo Ren, especially not for
Wait,
those
are you talking
animated.
about the?
It was the Starkiller base centerpiece. It was a Comic-Con exclusive.
Yeah, I got that one. Did that come with the melted helmet and like a flag?
That was a different. There was a different unmasked Kylo Ren.
I'm gonna have to go back and look at these.
Yeah.
I do have Action Figure 4 when one popped up.
I have an encyclopedic knowledge of this. It's part of my disability here.
I feel like I should remember this too.
But yeah, so that's the only unique figure.
Is it the one that comes with the snow base and you connect it with rays? I literally have that sitting.
No. That's not a centerpiece. No.
What?
Yeah, it's 2018. I'll send you a link after this.
Okay. The only Kylo Ren centerpiece or whatever I remember is whenever he's
it's a Starkiller base centerpiece.
It's the Poe Dameron one where he's holding the shot in the air.
The centerpieces were a cool idea because they're kind of a diorama, but they're not, you know.
Yeah.
And I didn't collect any of them. I don't have any of them because I didn't really see them as actual figures, except for that one which came with an actual figure, and it was slightly different from the other Kylo Ren. So I don't have that one. But other than that, if you want to see a Black Series figure, I can pull it off my shelf because I've got it.
Yep. And I do have most of them, which is just crazy since the line has been out forever now. It seems like
I started collecting in 2013. What happened was I've been collecting Star Wars since the 95 Power of the Force 2 line. Like, that's when I got into collecting Star Wars. I think I was in 8th grade or something like that. I got the Han Solo, Luke, and Darth Vader for Christmas, and I was in from there. But then once I got like into my senior year of high school, I finally decided I was probably a little too old to be buying toys and collecting things. I started getting interested in girls and whatnot. So I stopped. I know. I kind of stopped collecting.
Star Wars toys.
I still bought the occasional toy here and there. Like when Revenge of the Sith came out, I was there at midnight. And I got a couple. Like I got Grievous and I got some stuff. But like for the most part, I wasn't collecting the same way I was. But then, kind of like you, when the Black Series came out, I was like, this is what I want. Like, I can jump back in. I'm kind of into collecting toys again, and I didn't want to start collecting the 3.75 inch line at the time because I felt like I'd missed too much in those like 8-10 years or whatever that I hadn't been collecting. Like 1,000 figures had come out, and there's no way I could go back and collect them. It felt like a lot, so I just kind of ignored it. So when they were like, "Hey, here's 6-inch figures," and they're like,
it's a brand new line.
It's a brand new line. You can start from the ground floor, and these are the ultimate versions of these figures. So I was like, "Yeah, I can do that." Which, by the way, I remember them saying that. I don't necessarily agree that that's the case anymore.
I was gonna say it used to be.
It used to be
because they used to like. I just remember that original Sand Trooper release. It just seems like there's so much plastic shoved in that figure, and now we'll get
4 figures. I mean, Archer was small, but he had a bunch of accessories.
Yeah, but now we'll get a trooper, and then we'll get a blaster.
One blaster, definitely not the definitive versions of characters that they had kind of touted the line for. But
and there is a lot more competition like that. That Mafex Mandalorian. There's nothing that's going to beat that. At on 6-inch scale.
Mafex and SH Figure Arts both
Yep.
come with a ton of stuff. It's really hard, especially if they're trying to keep it at that price point. Like, I get it, but
I have a hot take.
I remember when the line started. I remember what it was like, and it's definitely not like that anymore, I guess is my point.
I have kind of a hot take. I'm not really that big a fan of most of the SH Figure Arts figures. I think the Darth Vader people, I think people love that figure. I'm really not too sure, but I think it has a plastic skirt that if you pose, it just sticks straight out. I think it looks terrible, and that's just my personal opinion. I think the best 6-inch Darth Vader is definitely the Empire Strikes Back one that Black Series has released, and
easily,
I think
easily,
and it's just crazy that none of the other companies that do the 6-inch figures haven't beat that yet.
I agree, and like kind of to that point, I don't really own any SH Figure Arts. Someone sent me on my YouTube channel. They sent me the R2 and C-3PO, and I proudly display them. I like them; they're great, and they are both better than the Black Series versions. They are, but they were like $80 or whatever, as opposed to a $20 figure. So it's really hard to kind of compare those. But I was so mad at the IG-11, and I didn't want to spend whatever $100 for the SH Figure Arts, so I ended up spending the $200 or whatever dollars for the hot toy. So
there you go. That's always good to see.
Yeah, I just did that. I have a very small hot toy collection. Most of it's Mandalorian stuff. But yeah, so I kind of dabble in that as well, I guess.
Yeah. I think I guess we'll get into this a little later or a different show. I think this is probably a topic for certain figures that they could do. But if they would just release a C-3PO carbonized version, release a carbonized figure that makes sense.
That's like one of the carbonized ones that would make sense. That is definitely going to be an episode. Like we can just deep dive into the carbonized.
Oh yeah, honestly, C-3PO, Phasma. Those are the two characters that make sense for carbonized. But I do love the Darth Vader carbonized because he's blue and he looks like
he looks like a comic figure.
He looks like. So you remember all the old Star Wars posters where he's blue in the top?
Because you have to differentiate from the black background. So they make him blue. So it makes sense.
I call him like the comic book, Darth Vader, or like the movie poster Darth Vader, because he's blue on all of them. So
yep. That's my favorite, and my least favorite is Boba Fett because he looks like a Mountain Dew can.
Yeah, I actually had that on pre-order, but I canceled it. Mountain Dew can.
Yeah, if
my God. That's so
I
good.
reviewed the new Boba Fett, and I used that as an excuse to also review every other Boba Fett. And every time I talk about the carbonized one,
that is really good.
Yeah, and here's the carbonized one.
When on our 100th episode anniversary in a very long time, we'll reference that, and only the original listeners to episode 1 will get what we're talking about. Mountain Dew can.
It'll be a deep cut by then.
I have to buy the carbonized Boba Fett now. The Mountain Dew can. I can't stop thinking of it. That's amazing. Anyways, we should probably move on.
Yeah, let's move. So that's who we are, Mike and Zach, which is weird because my Transformers show is also Mike and Zach, but it's a different Zach. But you guys spell your names the same way.
Oh, so on the Transformers show,
yes,
you say that's the line that you would, if the world was ending and you could only pick one, that's the one you would pick.
Oh, if I'm on a Transformers show, absolutely.
Okay, I just wanted to make that clear.
No. Transformers has been with me a long time. Like that was one of my first childhood. This is a toy. Like Transformers has just been. But Star Wars is relatively even though it's been around since I was a kid. I was born in '82.
Yeah.
It's been around my whole life. But I didn't get into Star Wars until I was in middle school.
Do you like any of the new Transformers stuff they're doing?
Yes and no.
Yes and no. Topic
that'll be a Black Series topic for a different day when we talk about Transformers. Because there were Star Wars Transformers, but that's not Black Series. So we're gonna try to make this as on topic and Black Series as possible. So let's move on to the next topic.
Fine additions.
You got it. And that's where I'll put in the clip right there.
Yep.
With General Grievous.
Have you gotten anything in the last couple weeks?
Yeah, well, since our last episode, I've gotten my entire collection. Being as this is our first
Jesus Christ. Yep, same here. It's just the 7 years of building up to this release of this episode. I've collected all of this
episode. That's right.
Yep.
I would say in the last 2 weeks, I got the Gaming Greats Flame Trooper, which is kind of, he's a fun little, he's a hodgepodge of the Snow Trooper with some extra stuff. He's definitely like Ralph McQuarrie-esque, which is kind of nice.
Yep. You know, for the audio only listeners, he was showing the figure.
I was, yeah.
If I were smart, I would have gathered. If I were smart, I would have gathered the ones I picked up. But
yeah, I just happened to have a messy desk, and he was here.
And
I do have the Echo here, but that's because I'm currently. He's a little spoiler for the people that follow my channel. That's my next Black Series review. Is Echo.
That's their perk for listening to this.
Yeah, I'm not a contemporary reviewer. I'm not one of those people that reviews things as soon as they come out, because I like. It's tough when you review something as soon as it comes out. You either love it and you want to give it the best score ever, or you hate it and you give it the worst score ever. When in reality, it's probably
you have to let it settle a little bit.
You have to let it settle, because you always have that like shiny new feeling, and it's brand new, and I love it so much because it's the new thing. So yeah, I like to let things settle and really get my thoughts. And if you are watching visually here, you'll notice that I've got a little figure down here because he fell off the shelf. That is Kuil doing his best Kuil at the end of the season.
Oh my god,
Mandalorian impression.
And just end the show. Just end the show.
Just end the show. All right. Let's say I also I said this earlier, but I've got the Clone Wars Target exclusives. I ordered them from Zavi when they first went live, because
lucky.
Yeah. So I ordered them from Zavi, and Zavi just now shipped them out. So I'm getting those as well. I already have them, but I'm getting them again in package, I guess. And then I just got the Luke Skywalker Power of the Force.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I wanted this for a couple reasons. Obviously, like I said, that's my childhood, like Star Wars figures, is the Power of the Force 2 ones. Of course, that would have been super buff Luke.
With the buff rage,
and that
was right before my time as a collector or as a Star Wars toy. I had a lot of toys, but I guess I should have said this in the intro, but the first toys I remember being on the shelves were the Phantom Menace figures, you know, with the little, you had the Darth Maul with the little sound chip.
A little Comtech chip. Yeah.
Awesome. And then it was
so bad.
I was a little kid though. I was 5 years old.
Oh no, they were cool back then. But like, if you listen to it now, I'm like, how did I ever think this was good? It's like going back and playing a video game on like Super Nintendo or Nintendo 64. And you're like, I remember thinking that this looked great, and now it looks awful.
You know, I thought the funniest thing in the world was whenever they came out with the Phantom Menace 20th anniversary card backs with the Obi-Wan and the Darth Maul and the Black Series. A lot of the comments I remember seeing were like, it doesn't come with a sound chip.
Yeah,
I thought that was amazing. So Hasbro should have done
it would have been cool if they dug that out, but I get it. Like, I also don't want to spend an extra $10.
I mean, we know Hasbro's not going to, you know.
Heck no.
Could have been a $38 figure.
That's my recent pickups. Today I pre-ordered pretty much everything up for pre-order, because we're recording this on the 9th, which is when all the pre-orders went
Congrats to everybody if you got your pre-orders, like Mike and myself.
I got the what was it, the Gaming Greats Jet Trooper from GameStop, and then that
looks like a great figure.
It honestly,
we are going to cover that later.
We'll cover it. So we don't want to go into that. You're right, because we'll cover that next. So let's talk about what was announced yesterday. Because you haven't picked up anything, have you?
I have. That's the reason I wanted to do it, because I have a laundry list of things.
Oh man. I feel like all the stuff I've got on pre-order isn't going to come out. I don't know when it's going to come out. Everything I've got is on pre-order.
So this is all from, and if you go on my Instagram page and scroll, you'll see I usually post most of this stuff if I'm excited about it. On my TikTok, you can see I got the Mandalorian helmet recently.
Nice.
And you can also,
how is that? Do you open that stuff? Do you wear them? I see them back there. Do they?
Yeah. They fit me. I have a small head, so I see a lot of comments. I see a lot of comments of people saying I can't get off the Mandalorian. Like, the Mandalorian helmet won't fit over my head, but I have a small head, so. And the Vader helmet is absolutely huge. You might have issues with the Mandalorian helmet if that's because apparently it's really narrow, but I haven't really noticed. I don't really look at them in like a whole lot, that close. I just kind of open it. Oh, this is very, very cool, and then I set it up on the shelf.
And then it looks cool sitting on the shelf.
Yeah, and then as you can see for the video, people. You can see I got the Vader, the Stormtrooper, Boba Fett. But I got the Mandalorian one recently. The other day, you know what? I wasn't smart and I don't got the figures, but I have this box sitting here. I got the Dark Ray recently,
Oh, look
so
at
that's
that.
cool.
Yeah.
I got at Ollie's, so I guess a little bit of people or a little bit of information if you haven't seen on my Instagram account or anybody else's account. If you go to Ollie's, they're getting shipments of Wedge, Dryden Voss, and the Rise of Skywalker Snow Trooper with the cape.
Oh,
And
really?
oh yeah. So Ollie, hit up your Ollies. I hit up my
Yeah.
Ollies, and I found Wedge and Dryden Voss, so I got those for $7 each,
Nice.
and which is very good. And that Dryden Voss figure, that's a very underrated figure.
It's great. It's absolutely great. Did you know that the original Dryden Voss was going to be
Wasn't that like an alien or something?
he was going to be an alien, but he was going to be played by the guy that just died. Was it William? I can't remember his name, but he was in The Wire. He was Omar in The Wire, but he was originally going to be played by that guy. He just died, which is sad.
Oh wow, I did
And
not
then
know
you know
that.
he couldn't and he couldn't do the reshoots for the movie when they changed directors to Ron Howard, so they had to recast the whole role to Paul Bettany.
Oh wow.
Fun facts.
Yeah, fun facts.
Fun Black Series facts with Mike and Zach here.
And that
and
it really is a great figure.
It's that was one of the first
Yeah.
figures that had that little color change gimmick too.
Yeah, and that's really cool.
Yeah.
So hit up your Ollies and you'll find some
Yeah.
good. They also have the Moloch, which I already had that, and they have Jana, which I have that. But the other figures I've gotten recently, I got the Deluxe Ray from Crate. I got it loose off eBay because I didn't want the base, so I got it for like $16 or something. And I really wanted the scene where Ray is holding the lightsaber, like Kylo's lightsaber. And because I like putting moments on my shelf that you can like look. You can look at the figure and say, "Wow, that's from that specific part of the movie."
Absolutely. Yeah.
So, and I wanted that Ray specifically because the other Ray, that was like I think that and the Kylo Ren with the base, the Snoke's base. Those weren't like one of the first like the photo reel heads because
they weren't photo real, like they were all just hand painted.
Well, they were that's right.
But they
were the first that looked really
jobs,
good.
Yes. They did. And then
that
there was
other
Luke
Ray
Skywalker.
It's very bad. Yeah, because that other Ray is very. The head sculpt is definitely outdated, and the paint on that is very outdated. So, so I had to get the deluxe version. I also picked up.
Plus, you get the soft goods, which is nice.
That's it came ripped on mine, so I got to super glue that. I haven't done it yet, but it still looks great on the shelf right now. Some more fine additions I got in the last few weeks. I got the Archive Imperial Hover Tank Driver.
Nice.
It's like I posted that on my Instagram account. It was like $13 on Amazon. I was like, can't pass this up.
Can't pass that up. Yeah.
And it comes in an Archive box, and I don't keep the Archive in the box. So if the box is a little dinged, I really don't care. And then I also special shout out to Landspeeder Luke on Instagram. Please go give him a follow.
What's up, Landspeeder Luke? That's
Landspeeder Luke.
Great account. Lots of stuff there.
He sent me. So this is an amazing story, and I want to share it real quick. I posted, and you can actually go see. I posted. I might have deleted that post actually. I'm not sure, but you can go check. I actually posted. Does anybody have, does anybody have for sale a custom stand for a melted Darth Vader helmet? And literally within 4 hours, he sculpted it and printed it out and painted it from a 3D printer. Within 4 hours, he had it posted.
That's crazy. That's great.
And sent me one. So special shout out to him. And that is, you know what, for the special treat for the video watchers. I'm gonna grab that so I'm gonna go in here and grab this special treat. All right, let me put back in my headphones here. All right, so if you are watching on video right now, you can see. So this is the stand that he made, and the Vader helmet. The lighting might be a little bad, but the Vader helmet goes right on like that. And this is posted on my Instagram account, so you can get a better look at it if you go there. But you can purchase this, or you can download the file.
Yeah,
you can download the file and print it yourself from. Just go to Landspeeder Luke's Instagram page, and then that'll pretty much direct you. But yeah, go to my Instagram account, and you can see what that looks like, and then go to Landspeeder Luke's to download your file. So I wanted to close my fine additions with that.
Yeah,
melted
that's
Darth Vader
awesome.
stand, and it looks amazing sitting next to the Rise of Skywalker Kylo Ren and the Dark Ray on the shelf. It really makes that you can just see like the scene in your head, when you look at the stand and the helmet sitting on it.
Nice.
So thank
That's
you, Lance
great.
Peter Luke. Thank you very much.
Shout out to Lance Peter Luke.
Absolutely.
Cool. So let's get into yesterday. We had our
Big
first
day. Well,
first announcement or event, I guess, since June. So it had been a while since we'd had anything like that.
Been a while.
Yeah, I didn't even notice I did it. It just kind of happens. It just comes out.
I mean, it happens. It happens.
Yeah.
It's been a while.
Yeah. Now it's gonna be in your head all night. I'm not even.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to listen to it before bed, so it gets out of my head.
Cool.
But
so
it has
we
been. It's like 3 months or something.
It had been 3 months since our last little treat from Daddy Hasbro. Or
the line is dying. They haven't
paid attention to us.
The line is dying.
We'll never. Yeah, it's the end of the Black Series line. They haven't talked to us in 3 months. And might just pack it in, pack it up, everybody.
Pack it in.
Black Series is over. That's I tweeted this today, but like anytime someone's like, "Oh, I hate how lazy Hasbro is," I'm just gonna stop buying stuff from them. And in my head, I'm always like, yes, please do. There are too many people collecting this line. It's really hard to buy stuff when I want it. Please stop. Please stop. Like if that's your conviction level, if that's how easy it is to make you mad, like just do yourself a favor. Do us a favor. Stop collecting. It's fine. Like you can do things you enjoy in life. Like why spend so much time and money and effort for something that you don't enjoy?
Yep.
So that's just my little rant right there, I guess.
Yeah, I mean it's rightfully so,
Yeah, it's supposed to be fun.
Yeah, that's your toys. Yeah, you need to get your rinse off if it's on your chest, you need to get it off,
Yeah.
But it was a big day
It was.
We're kind of jealous for the vintage collectors.
Yeah, you probably had a great day.
We do not serve your kind here.
No, yeah. If you're here for vintage collection news, we definitely don't serve your kind here.
And I'm also not educated on the vintage collection. I am not a vintage collector. I respect the line, like it has nostalgia for people, but it's just not my thing. I think
and that's exactly it. I don't have any hatred for people that collect it. I don't care. I don't hate that Hasbro makes them. I'm a little jealous sometimes when they make a vintage collection figure that looks great. For instance, the IG-11 that they just showed off. I mean, he's got the proper hands. Like he looks like he should. Whereas we get this IG-88 reject, from 2014 as an IG-11 repaint instead of an actual IG-11. So like little things like that. Yeah. I mean, I wish that Hasbro treated the Black Series a little better, but I'm more happy for the vintage collection than I am mad as a Black Series collector.
Yeah, absolutely. And they need their figures, if they those collectors need to stay happy. And honestly, the more money the vintage collection makes, Hasbro, the Black Series makes a lot more, so they're just going to keep dumping most of the money into the Black Series anyway. So we need that to sell. We need it to sell.
I want Star Wars as a property to ththrive.
Yeah,
whatever scale you collect. We're not going to cover any of that stuff.
Yep, and I'm just not educated on the vintage collection, and I like looking at it. I like seeing what's sitting on the pegs. I know my Walmart has about 9. What is it? They have a whole case of the vintage collection.
Oh yeah. Every Target
it's a single figure. I can't remember which one it is.
Well, I've seen a lot of Best.
It's Chirrut Imwe. They have like 8 Chirrut Imwe's.
I've seen a lot of Best Escape Leia's peg warming here. I've seen at Walmart the other day they had Endor Leia. Like they had at least 50 Endor Leias. Like I was peg after peg.
Jeez.
You can see it on my Instagram account. Like I just kind of dragged my hand through, and there's just tons of vintage collection Endor Leias. Peg warming super hard. So, but whatever, it's fine.
Yeah. We are not going to cover.
No. Let's talk about Black Series. What did we get?
I am so excited for the 501st Jet Trooper from Battlefront 2. Sorry.
There you go.
I absolutely love that game. I don't play it as much now. We were actually texting about this earlier.
We were.
I do not play it as often now because it is a couple years old, but it inspired me to hop on today, and I just wanted to run around as a Jet Trooper, and it does look a whole lot like that Jet Trooper doesn't. It's the paint is very good. Yeah, I do wish that I think the blue they use for the 501st is a little bright on the Black Series. I wish they would darken that a bit, but overall, if they're going to use, and they did say on the stream that they're using the same blue across the line for the 501st. Shout out 501st right here if you're a visual watcher.
I have a benefactor and watcher and fan who is a member of the 501st that I'm friends with.
So wow.
That's fun. But yeah, I'm actually colorblind, so I can't tell how bright or dark a blue is.
Oh wow!
I'm just happy when I can tell something is blue. Yeah, it's really tough. I have to every time I do a review, I have to ask my wife like, "What are the colors on this?" Like,
oh wow,
because like I can't tell.
Yeah, that's crazy. I didn't know that, but you learn something new every day. But it's not like a really for everybody listening, they know it's not like a really bright blue. It's just a little brighter of a shade than. Because in the movies, it's like a really deep, dark blue.
Sure.
And I know it is a darker movie, but I just wish they would darken that color up just a tad bit.
But
they've already got it set, and
well, then if they change it,
it'll
look at your shelf, and you'll have like 2 different shades of blue. Except for me, I'll be like, look at this purple. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I think one of the things that kind of threw me off.
Are you color? Just a quick question: are you colorblind to every single color, or?
It's things that look similar. It's things that look similar. So blue and purple are tough for me. Yellow and green are usually really tough for me as well. So kind of colors like that can kind of masquerade as the other. I get confused often. So
on the future podcast, I'll try not to ask you what you think about the figure's color.
You can. I'll give you a fun opinion sometimes.
Hey, what do you think of this melted Darth Vader helmet? What do you think about the silver shade in that?
Well, it looks great. Sure. I don't know. But yeah, in the stream, they said that he has the new body, and then I just kind of took that at face value. Yeah. And then you look at the body, and he clearly doesn't have new arms and legs. He has the old pin.
Yeah, the pins are they stand out. You can clearly see them if you look for them. Which I do want to make a quick note. I forgot her name, the lady who was doing most of the talking on the stream yesterday.
Oh, I don't remember.
But she was great.
Yeah, absolutely. Well,
she did a great job, and I think
fantastic.
So it does look like the body, like the chest piece, is the new clone. I think that's a general consensus. But
which probably means it'll have the new head as well, which I think is the bigger deal.
Yeah, it does look like it has a new head, and also I guess it's new because that's the first clone that has a jetpack. Is that so? It's the new clone body with a jetpack insert on the back.
Right.
So I think that's what she was saying. It's a new clone body, and then but I guess she didn't get into the extremities,
Right.
But it is interesting that they made that decision, and maybe that's because it's a gaming grades figure.
Could be.
I'm not sure, but.
I wonder whose arms it'll have, because there's like the original Phase 1 Trooper.
I think it's Rex's.
If it's Rex's and Bly's, because I think they use the same arms. That's fine.
I could be wrong, but I think it's Rex's.
Well, I hope it is. That's all I can really say. Is I hope they use.
I'll have to.
They use those for Hawk as well, and it works really well. So yeah.
So it should be a great figure. I got that pre-ordered, and I know you got that pre-ordered too. So
that's a GameStop exclusive. You can pre-order it now if you want to. It's not a commercial. It's just advice. No, if you want it, yeah. And obviously, this is an audio podcast. Like for the most part, for probably a lot of people, they're listening to this on their drive to and from work, or on their lunch, or pooping on the toilet. I don't know how you listen to podcasts.
I listen to podcasts mowing the lawn a lot. Just doing the dishes.
Yeah. But if you want to know what any of these look like, you can. You know how Google works.
I'm sure.
Just go look at it.
If they're listening to us, they watch the stream.
Yeah. And check out. I think Zach's got pretty much pictures of everything on his Instagram there.
I did not post a lot of the.
You son of a... No.
I did not post a lot.
You're making me look bad in front of my friends, Zach.
I'm sorry. I didn't post a lot of the credit collection because
you don't care.
Well, it's not that I don't care. It's just that
okay.
I just felt I wanted to cover the stuff that I was interested in
Gotcha.
more, and I know that they were already all over the place, and I was like, well, I'll just let other people cover that one.
Yeah, it's fine. I mean, that's kind of how I usually do a video recap, and I just had an off day yesterday, and I'm like, you know what? Other people are covering it. Like I don't have to cover everything.
Yeah,
I'm doing a podcast on it. Like that'll be fine.
Yeah.
But yeah, so
speaking of the speaking of the credit collection, yeah, we got I think the best one is the Beskar, the Mando, with the blue. I think that looks cool. I've seen a lot of people were saying it looks like Django, which I thought was funny, but I know they're just being silly.
I get it. I can kind of see it, but I don't agree with it.
Yeah. And I can see why that would confuse like some very casual people if they saw it sitting on a shelf. Like, but
is this Django Fett? Even though it's always weird to me when there's people that like just aren't in the know about this stuff. Like the credit collection, if you're not aware, is named twofold. Number one, they come with a credit, like a plastic recreation of a credit of money from Star Wars.
Post-credit art.
And it's the post-credit art from and that's why the colors are all funky. Is the colors in the credits are
and funky. It's a very cool design. And
I agree.
It is an easy way for Hasbro to make money.
That's actually the background of my computer right now. Just cycles through the different end credit backgrounds.
Oh wow, yeah, that's awesome.
From both seasons, someone went on and like did a screen capture without all the actual credits on there, and then it's like high quality. So that's my background for my computer.
Oh, that's awesome.
Right now. Just awesome. I love it every time. I'm like, oh, I love that scene.
Yeah, those are great.
So, that's something very cool.
Yeah, Beskar Mando and Queel are both Amazon exclusives.
We
got
went live
Grief.
Today.
Yep. Grief Cargo with fan channel exclusive. Where's that exclusive to? And is that Hasbro Pulse for US?
So
Grief Cargo.
Fan channel is pretty much everywhere. It's not Target or Walmart.
Okay.
So like he'll be at GameStop because that's like a collector thing. But he'll also be like anywhere you can buy figures online, like Dorkside, Big Bad Toy Store, Hasbro Pulse. Entertainment Earth, like wherever, pick your poison, whatever your online retailer is, they'll have Grief Cargo, which is weird because I don't know about your area, but the regular one is peg warming.
It is
pretty good here,
and that's why I think some of the people who are upset about these credit collection repacks are. I do kind of wish they would stick with the main characters because we're gonna see Queel and Grief Cargo. These aren't gonna sell that great.
Well, Queel will never see. It's an Amazon exclusive. Like he'll be listed on Amazon. Like he'll
be $300 on eBay in 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Being an Amazon exclusive.
Right.
But the Armorer one is really cool, and it comes with a jetpack.
Yeah. And so the original Armorer didn't come with a jetpack, so they added that in because she was holding it in the picture.
Yep. And that's honestly, people like to get on Hasbro. I am not a shill for Hasbro by any means.
Same.
But I do want to give a shout out to the Hasbro team they did not have to include the jetpack in that figure. And I know if you get that figure, if you get that box or that card, most people keep the credit collection in the package. So it doesn't make a huge difference to have that jetpack. But shout out to Hasbro for including that plastic in the cost of that figure.
Agreed. I'm an opener. Like 99% of my collection is open except for the credit collection because I like the way they look on the cards, and they're hanging on my wall. That's the only thing I have hanging on my wall that's Star Wars related. Like everything else is open on the shelf. Even like I got the San Diego Comic-Con exclusive Kenner Boba Fett. First thing I did, opened it up. It's on my shelf.
Hey, I'm glad you opened. I'm glad you opened that. I hope you ripped up the card and threw it away.
No, I didn't. I was careful. I sliced the double because I saved it because it's pretty, but it's in a bin in my garage. But the figure is on my shelf.
I'm glad you opened it because that means mine sitting up there on the shelf in a figure shield. Shout out to Figure Shield, by the way. In a figure shield, and the card is going up in value. And
that's
I don't collect for value.
I told people. People were mad at me because I opened it. And like, you know how much it's worth? I'm like, you should be thanking me because mine's yours is worth more.
Yeah, mine's like a nickel more, worth now. So listen, everybody, if you own the SCCC 2019 Boba Fett like I do, I encourage you to open it because then I will retire. One day I will retire off this Boba Fett.
I do too, but for different reasons. You should just open your toys, but
yes.
whatever, it's fine.
So we also have the Moff Gideon from Best Buy credit collection.
Yeah, he actually sold out. Like I bought one when they first
went
live this morning, and then shout out to Papa Gord again because he lives in Canada. They don't have Best Buys in Canada, so usually Best Buy exclusives. I'll buy one for him and ship it up there. And when I went to go get another one from Best Buy or cancel my order and order two, is what I usually do to get the free shipping. It was already sold out, which I was very shocked about. So that's a thing.
Yeah, but moving on from unless you want to cover any more of the credit collection.
No, I think that those are things we've talked about it. I think we can definitely move on. I know a lot of people hate on it. There are a lot of people mad because they're just repaints, but like no one's forcing you to buy them. Just look at it.
And I'm personally not going to buy them, but I mean, I will. I'm not going to buy it right now, but I think I'm going to do the same strategy I did with the original credit collection Mandalorian. If it restocks and it's available and my mind changes on it, then I'll get it. Because I think it would be kind of cool to have both credit collection Mandalorians. Because I do have the first one, but so I'm just kind of waiting on that right now. But so that would be cool. But I'm definitely not going to get the Queel or the Moff or the Grief Cargo Moff Gideon. The armor would be cool though.
Yeah, I mean, I think they all look neat. I like the art, so I'm buying it for art basically. I'm
I
think
the
same way I treat like
really
a picture.
Cool.
Yeah,
I think it's really cool.
So the next thing the next thing they kind of showed off there, and the last figure they showed off on the stream is Din Djarin. Well, actually, sorry, the Mandalorian and Grogu. From Arvala 7, which if you're a normal person like me and didn't immediately know what Arvala 7 was.
I did not remember the planet's name at all.
I had to go back and look at the picture because I knew it was on there, and then I wrote it down.
But I was like, was he not on Tatooine for that episode? But then I remembered, then I remembered it was the quote-unquote off-world Jawa. So I was like, oh, so that wasn't Tatooine. And that's from the second episode of the second season. So yeah.
Yep. So we're getting a mud-caked Mandalorian and Grogu with a season 1 pram, which is, I think, like that's the reason I'm buying it right there is the season 1 pram.
Yep.
It's a fact.
Yeah, I know I'm part of some Facebook groups that are, it's like, I forget the name of them, but it's just look up Star Wars Black Series on Facebook, and there's a couple of them, and I'm part of some of those. A lot of the people on there were not excited about this build-up pack, and I was kind of surprised because I think this is, I don't know what your opinion on it. I know you're buying it, but I don't know how excited for you. But I am actually really excited for it. I really think about it like Luke Skywalker. I just want to throw this out there. For the Black Series and for action figures in general, every time Luke changes clothes or gets battle damage or Anakin gets burnt, anything like that, specific moments in movies. So we have Luke Stormtrooper disguise, and then we also have Luke Stormtrooper disguise, and then with the trash compactor escape where he's all wet and dirty. I love, and I think I mentioned this earlier on the stream on our show tonight. I love specific moments that figures makes where you can look at a figure and you can think of a specific moment from the show or movie. Because I love throwing little Easter eggs in, my Black Series collection. I think if you go look at my Instagram account and if you find the picture I have of the Snoke's throne room where Snoke is sitting on the throne, I have the Luke / Anakin / Rey lightsaber. I have it turned towards Snoke. Just a little nugget for the movie because Kylo turns it and then he ignites it.
Yeah, you get that on-screen accuracy. Yeah.
Yeah, so I love when you can look at a figure and you can think of that specific moment.
Yeah, and that's what figures are for. That's why I always want every accessory they came with, because so you can do exactly that. You're like, I want this from this one scene, so I can recreate that one scene if I want to.
So you look at this muddy Mandalorian. And even though it's the same sculpt we've had for a while now, it's like the eighth
Although
time.
the chest looks different to me. The chest looks banged up because in the fight, his chest was all
Does it?
caved in. To me, it did, but I can't find a good picture of it now.
I think it might just be caked on mud, but I think after this, I'll get on and I'll look closer.
A little closer. The mud
then,
definitely, they called it a dimensional paint.
Yep.
Yeah. So I'm very interested in seeing this in person because I think it's one of those things that it doesn't come through in a photo that well, but it will look good in person.
And I remember I paused it whenever when I went back and watched it, and whenever she shows the figure up towards the camera, I tried to pause it and look at it. I just saw how muddy and caked on it was.
It's muddy. It's real muddy.
I think it's great personally, and it's a new Grogu sculpt.
Yep. Well, he's the same sculpt as the last pack, but he has a new head.
The new head, the new head, and then he's got the arm motion.
Well, that, like I said, that was actually there in the
first build-up pack, right? Yeah. But not the original. Not
the original Grogu.
Yeah,
because he doesn't move at all. This Grogu is molded in place.
Yeah,
and that's it.
But the head,
but the head does move around, and it does have closed eyes. So if you want a magic hands baby, like you got a magic hands.
I need it. I need it. Yeah, because you can look at that. You can look at that, and then where his eyes are closed, and he's clearly using the Force. You can think of the moment where he's lifting that Mudhorn and saving Mando.
Or put him in his pram and he's asleep because he he knocks out as soon as he does that. So you got a 2-for-1 right there.
And the Mudhorn egg that opens, I think, is a really cool feature. They didn't have to make that open.
Nope.
Which I think is great. And so I'm a fan of it. I don't care if it's I'm not a shill for Hasbro. I don't like whenever they obviously we will definitely criticize them when
we will criticize Hasbro for sure. Yep.
But I think this is personally great, and we're most likely gonna get more. Wait until the season 3 Mandalorian build-up pack.
Yeah.
I am a little upset though. I think I almost made an Instagram post, but I decided not to. I think I was gonna say whenever it was rumored we were getting to build another build-up pack, I was gonna say include the Cam Tono.
The Cam Tono.
Or I'm revolting, but. So we didn't do that. We didn't get the Cam Tono, but obviously this is for a specific scene, more or less.
No, Cam Tono wouldn't have made sense in here.
Yeah, not at all.
You're right. We 100%.
But we did get the Sue guy.
It's true. It's crazy though that the Vintage Collection one got a Cam Tono, and the Black Series one didn't. Like, what the heck?
So at least we know that they have the sculpt in their computers.
Yeah. Yep.
So we'll get it one day. We'll get it in next year's build-up pack, I'm sure.
Yeah, that's not coming out until next year. And right now there's no pre-orders on it. It's going to be Target exclusive like the first build-up pack. It's going to be Toys R Us exclusive in Canada because usually Target exclusives end up in Canada as Toys R Us exclusives because, again, they still have Toys R Us, and I'm super jealous of them. And then in the UK, it's going to be fan channel exclusive, which to me pretty much means all the little private sellers and then probably like Forbidden Planet and places like that.
Yep. And then the archive reveals.
They did a pipeline, which I guess you don't really need to see these figures because it's archive. So we've seen them. They're out.
I did think it was interesting, and I think it kind of goes against what they said. And I have an issue. I don't know if I want to dive too deep into it tonight because I know we're already almost at an hour. But I do have a small issue with the archive line post Galaxy collection. So it's the Phase 4 packaging. It's this right here. I call this the Galaxy line
with the mural. I think that's the accepted kind of.
Is it?
It's Phase 4 Galaxy.
Phase 4 mural the art. Yeah. So the Galaxy. I just call it Galaxy because
that's fine.
It covers the whole galaxy of Star Wars.
It does. Yeah.
Post. With the release of the Galaxy line, you don't need to re-release old, outdated figures. And we'll dive into this in another show. I think the next show we have, I really want to talk about this because...
Sure.
But I did think it was really interesting. They noted that the Palpatine archive is going to be... it's going to have the improvements that the one with the throne had. So it's not going to be a... It's not going to be a straight re-release of the blue Palpatine,
which
which the archive line says it's going to be, you know, because whenever they released Obi-Wan, they released the original Obi-Wan. But whenever people voted to have Obi-Wan, they didn't vote for that. They voted thinking, and here I go. I knew I would do this. I said I would wait, but I can't wait. I have to get it on my chest. Nobody voted for Obi-Wan saying we want the old original orange line / blue line, because it came out twice, Obi-Wan. We want the Obi-Wan sculpt that you put on the clone commander head, or one of the new Knights heads, and we want it on a new Jedi body. But but obviously Obi-Wan got a lot of votes, and they did an Obi-Wan, and they said, well, we want to release it true to what it originally was.
Yep.
So if you're releasing it true to what it originally was, and I'm not against doing the Palpatine from the throne. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying, why would you make an archive of a Palpatine that didn't come out not too long ago?
Yeah, is it archive or is it not? Yeah, like
that's what I'm saying. Why did we treat Obi-Wan? I still don't have, because I sold whenever I got out of the Black Series, and whenever I wanted to upgrade my collection, so I sold the Obi-Wan. But so right now I currently don't have an Episode 3 Obi-Wan. I have the Episode 2 one, which is fine, but I'm not going to buy an Episode 3 Obi-Wan and I'm not even going to get I know we've seen some pictures of the archive Obi-Wan and it looks okay, but I want the clone commander head on a new updated body. But that's a whole separate tangent.
No. Yeah, it's not a good head sculpt. You're right. It's weird. And same thing they did with Luke Skywalker when they re-released that, the Bespin Luke. They did a whole new head for that. Like, it was the same body, but they gave it a whole new head. But for archive, they're like, well, we want it to be kind of like the original release. But then for Palpatine, they said, oh no,
why are we doing the one from? Didn't that come out in 2019? The Throne.
It did. Yeah,
2019, 2018 was it 2018? So why does that need an archive right now? And I understand
it doesn't. Yeah, well, it's because it's really high on the third.
Yeah, I understand. Yeah. I got it. I paid a very pretty penny for that Throne figure. It's sitting right there on my shelf. It's amazing. I recommend it to anybody. I definitely would like them to. I don't mind if they re-release it with the Throne, but why are we doing? And I've said this 1,000 times. So why are we redoing the archive Palpatine?
Yeah.
Why are we treating
They just need to reissue it. Like, make it Amazon exclusive again. I don't care, but
release it. Yeah, don't do archive. Just release it in the Return of the Jedi. Just do a deluxe Return of the Jedi set and have the Throne in there.
People will buy it. Like, you don't have to do an archive. You have to take up an archive spot.
And it's just like with these other three, and just kill the archive line in general. The Skiff Lando.
Lando has no business being re-released. I have no idea.
The Skiff Lando, just put it in the Return of the Jedi.
Yeah,
bot. It's a great figure already.
It's a great figure.
It's an amazing figure.
He's a 2-year-old figure, 3-year-old figure. Like, it hasn't been that long. I have no idea why they're doing a Skip Lando again.
Dengar and C-3PO, like, I'm glad they're coming back in the line, but we don't need to put them in an archive. Update the figures and put them in the Galaxy line.
C-3PO, they need to take the one from the Droid Depot pack, the Disneyland Droid Depot, paint one of his legs silver, like one of the shins,
or the one from the Rise of Skywalker. That was
that one. Yeah,
that's a great one.
They were the same figure, just with a.
What are they? Okay.
He had a couple little tweaks on his head, but for the most part, they're the same body.
Well, that was for the movie.
Yeah.
Since he had the
and
whole
then Dengar, I kind of get, because he's the only one of the bounty hunters that hasn't really had a recent re-release.
Yeah,
but again,
and that's great.
He's only from 2018.
Just
like it hasn't been that long.
I encourage re-releasing figures that are hard to get. Like, Dengar is very expensive on eBay.
I just think there are better figures to re-release. I feel like there's older figures that people like, Leia as Bausch, or the Hutt Slayer
and it's not even that for me. It's re-release Dengar, but put it in the Empire Strikes Back mural packaging.
Agreed. Like, why not just do that? Yeah, why does that have to be?
Because then we're adding to the mural, we're adding to the art, and you're still releasing the same figure. But I know, so I think this. I don't know if it's going to discourage Hasbro. Because what if we get this archive Palpatine? What if it does what you can get the archive Anakin? That's still very expensive. Archive Darth Maul, and I know we're going to get those in the Revenge of the Sith. We'll get the Darth Maul and the Phantom Menace, line eventually. But I know this is Hasbro double dipping on the old molds, which is fine. Like, people who need these is great. I just wish they would release it in the current packaging and
I
update
agree
the
with that.
figure.
Like just ditch the archive concept and just re-release them in the
because
current line.
we're running into an issue.
I agree. Yeah,
we're running into issue, but with it specifically with the. Let me think here. It's the 501st Archive Trooper that's coming in the archive, and they're also releasing the 212th Battalion.
correct.
The Walgreens exclusive. Those were both from the Order 66 pack. So they're from the same
one's
pack.
archive and one's not. Yeah,
We're re-releasing the same two figures who came out at the exact same time in the same pack.
Yep.
But one of them is getting the old mold, but the 212th is getting the new mold. So why am I going to get two figures sitting on my shelf that look different? Why can't you just re-release Why can't you just re-release the 501st Trooper in the Revenge of the Sith pack and ditch and not do the archive? Because then we're going to have two figures. And I know we're going to have clones that look different anyways with the different molds, but just ditch the old mold, re-release the 501st Trooper in the new mold. Because then we're going to have to wait forever now, because eventually when they finally dive deep into Revenge of the Sith figures, which we've still waiting it pretty much, it's going to be in the Revenge of the Sith mural in a long time. And so we'll get it then. But that's
get it. Yeah. They're eventually going to do it. I just want to do it now.
We need to move on from this. My blood's getting hot.
Yeah. Just take a breath. In,
my blood's getting hot.
Out. They're just toys, Zach. They're just
They are just toys.
They're just
I am a passionate toy collector. I am here for the people.
That goes hand in hand. No, like I said, we definitely have gripes. Like, we don't think Hasbro's perfect.
And for the listeners out there, if you have any thoughts on this, please send me an email at the email, or send me a DM, and I'll talk about it on the next show what your thoughts are.
Yep.
If we can find a way to you send me a voicemail, we play it on the show. Like, that'd be great too.
Sure.
Whatever. If you have thoughts on this, please let me know, because I want to see what the community thinks too. That's just my opinion. So let me know what you all think.
Yeah. We're not saying we don't want things re-released. We do want them re-released. We want things to be available for everybody. Like, back in the day, whether you started collecting the original like vintage figures in 79 or in 83, you could still buy like a Darth Vader. Like they didn't stop selling Darth Vader at any point in that line. Like, you could always buy a Darth Vader. So there are just certain things that you should always be able to buy, like evergreen figures. So
hey, you see me?
I agree. Yeah.
You see me for the video people. I was just checking my phone. I looked at it because I just kind of glanced at my phone. I saw it was a Yak Face update. So I was like, what do we got? But it was just a vintage collection. It was just vintage collection. So we don't serve their kind here. We don't. You just go. But it was about the Walmart exclusives that really.
Yeah. So then the last thing that they didn't talk about on the stream, but they did announce yesterday, which is weird.
Is odd, and I didn't notice until you texted me. Hey, they didn't talk about this on the stream.
They didn't talk about this at all. Like, I remember the night before, it was the Yavin Leia. I'm not gonna draw that out. I'm not Patricking this.
Yeah. The power of the Force, Yavin.
It's the Yavin Leia from the end of A New Hope in the Power of the Force 2 card. Apparently it's going to get released in like the normal box as well. So if you don't want the Power of the Force 2 card, you can wait until it's part of the line. Supposedly, I think Yak Face said that. So I take Yak Face at face value. Yeah, I take him at Yak Face value, if you will.
Oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
But she looks great.
That is absolutely amazing looking figure.
She's got the perfect Carrie Fisher head sculpt. The hair is gorgeous.
It looks like
soft goods. Looks great.
It looks like she has a little smirk too. Did you notice that?
Like, she has that little smirk from the end of the movie. Yeah,
and in the scene, and I love that because, like I've said on the show, if you know me, I love like very specific moments. You know, when you look at a figure, you think of it because in the show, whenever she gives. Or in in the movie, when she puts the medal on, them, and she kind of looks at like Luke and Han. She gives us, they all like smile at each other. She gives a smirk, and it looks like in the figure she has that little smirk. So,
yep, I agree. It's
so good. I cannot wait to get that. I'm not going to get the Power of the Force version. I am going to wait until the mural packaging because if I'm gonna open it, I don't want. I would rather have it in the basic packaging where I can like save the box, and then if I need to move, I'll pack it up. But
part of me wants to get it to save it, just like put it on my wall as because like I said, that whole era is like my childhood collecting. That's nostalgia for me. The vintage collection, style, like where they look like the original Kenner cards. Like that doesn't really do anything for me because I didn't collect the figures.
Exactly, and that's kind of the
But
way
I
I
did
am with
collect them.
the
Yeah,
Power of the Force because
yeah,
with I just most of the Power of the Force members I have is just being in comic shops and they'd still have a ton of them, but
there's
not
still,
actually.
if you
You can still
there's
go.
tons, and they're dirt cheap. I remember those came out. People were buying like 3 and 4 of them at a time because they thought, oh man, these are going to be so expensive. They're going to be so worth so much money, and then they're not.
Nobody liked to buff Luke that much.
No. You got a buff Luke with a short saber and a long tray, which was a weird half variant. And they're like, oh, this one wasn't around as much, so I'm gonna buy 5 of these, and it's gonna be worth 3 times the value. And it's like $1. Like you can get it dirt cheap.
Yep, Power of the Force.
So
that's gonna be a great figure. I am gonna wait until it comes out in the New Hope.
I'll probably buy both. But I'm hoping by the time it's up for pre-order, which in the US is not till November, but it is
first, November 1st
in the UK. Yeah. I'm hoping by the time it goes up for pre-order, they will have already announced like the wave that she is in. So I'll feel better about either not getting her or what.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping by the time she's up for pre-order or comes out, I'll have more information. So I can make a more informed decision.
But I guess I do want to talk about just real quick. I want to mention, or just for everybody listening and watching, in our show notes here, it says Zach's quick rant on Power of the Force packaging. So I guess I'll get this out of the way real quick. I've just seen a lot of, especially on the Facebook pages that were, and I think Mike, you experienced this too, where is the box, they're shipping it in a box that's too small for the card. Did yours come like that?
Mine didn't come in a box that was too small. It came in a box that was absolutely crushed.
Yeah.
So the box is just the card, the bubble is mangled. So if I wanted to display it on my wall, I wouldn't want to because it looks awful.
Yeah. So what the biggest issue I've seen out of these is, if you're gonna sell a figure and you're gonna, for the Luke and Han Solo figure and the Greedo figure, they've already released those before, and the Greedo is great. This isn't an issue about re-releasing a figure.
That Greedo is a sleeper hit of the line. It was a back when it first came out, and it's one of the best figures in the line.
And that's just like the prisoner, the Jabba's prisoner Leia.
Both of those came out in the same wave, and they were both peg warming hard.
Yeah, and Obi-Wan too originally, but and now they're all high. But if you're gonna release the Luke figure again, but you're gonna put it on a special card to where the only reason to buy that is to have the special nostalgic card, don't put that in a box that's too small. I've seen way too many people on these Facebook pages. That Hasbro is putting these, I guess, in their distribution warehouse or whatever, wherever they pack these at. They're putting them in boxes that are too small. Don't re-release a figure that you're just releasing for the nostalgia of, and you're charging more than what it was originally because prices are going up.
They're like $27.
Yeah, exactly. So don't sell us re-release figures just for specific special cards if you're going to deliver the cards damaged. And this isn't even an issue with shipping because a lot of the people I've seen, the boxes, the actual cardboard boxes that
they're too small. The boxes are too small.
The USPS delivers, like they're in great shape. You can tell the shipping companies handled them great. It's just everything on the inside is mangled and the boxes they got like the plastic on it is crushed. You can tell they were not handled properly. That Hasbro needs to get that fixed because that is an issue.
The other issue that I think is happening right now for people like myself that got a crushed one is that since shipping is taking so long, they're cramming more into a shipping container than should be there to get more into the States with fewer containers. So, and that's what's causing them to get like mangled in transit. Is that?
Yep. So that's just my quick rant.
It's a good rant.
I appreciate it, and
I would give a rant a
10 out of 10.
I don't like doing out of 10. I like doing things out of 5. I feel like 10's too much. So I would give it a 4 out of 5.
What about
like an 8 out of 10?
What about my archive line rant? I feel like that was a good
That
one.
that one's for me is a 10 out of 10.
I honestly,
That
I
one-
can't wait.
that
I
one-
can't wait to listen to that one back. I don't even think I went as off as I could have if we were doing a whole segment dedicated to that.
We'll ramp it up when we
Um,
do a full
yeah.
episode on that.
And for the listeners, if you have any thoughts on like I mentioned with the archive line issue that I have, if you have any thoughts on if you've experienced bad packaging, and if you've experienced bad, let me know. And I'm not gonna be able to do anything. But
no, we can't do anything about it. But we want to know
the more voices that we have, you know, then Hasbro can be aware of that, because that is a big issue. If you're gonna sell nostalgia based cards. You need to deliver
specifically. Like there's three kinds of people that are buying that. They're the people that don't own that at all and they want to add it to their collection, which I think is the smallest amount.
Yeah.
There's people like myself, which are actually maybe even smaller, that already own the figure, but they want this because they want a new head sculpt with the photoreal printing. Because I want that Luke on my early bird special kind of first. Thing. Yeah,
that thing's awesome.
But I think the most people, and I also include myself in that, want it because of that nostalgic value, and I think that really is the biggest draw for that. Are the people that are like, this is the card I had as a kid, and I want that in the 6-inch right now.
Yeah.
And those people getting those bent cards like care about the packaging. I'm not super bummed because I'm going to end up opening this Luke anyway because I'm going to put it on my shelf. Yeah, I'm going to replace the original Luke. But yeah, I definitely agree with that.
But these are the best versions of those characters because the updated heads. How do you like I haven't seen it in person yet. What do you think of it?
I haven't gotten it out and taken a good look at it. It's definitely better than the one. It's definitely better. But
it's funny. I actually the New Hope Luke I have the one that came with the land speeder, and I also have the one. So I took the Yavin Luke that came with it was the comic book pack that came with the helmet, and the little laser gun. I forget what they call that thing. The training, ball. Yeah. I actually had the helmet on the Luke because the face isn't that great. So, and he's like holding the lightsaber with the shot.
That makes sense because that's the outfit he was wearing when he used it. So that makes
sense. And that's a specific moment in the movie you can look at.
It is. And honestly, you just gave me the idea to do that on my shelf too. Because
you should. It's great.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that. That makes perfect sense. So thank you for that.
Yep, you're welcome. Okay. So do you have anything more to mention? I know we're actually running over for the
we're running a little over, but
we are going to try to we are going to try to keep these at an hour max. But I guess since it's the first episode, we're going.
It's our first initial episode, and a lot of the episode was taken up with just introducing ourselves and who we are.
Yeah, and it's funny whenever we're planning it, we're like, yeah, we'll be good, and then whenever you start talking about it, you just think of so much to talk about, and it's just like, I guess we have to.
It's really hard to rein yourself in because we want to kind of go everywhere, and it's real tough. But yeah, so
do you have anything else you need to say about the Power of the Force, Leia,
or in general? No, I'm excited for her. She's the thing that I like the most from yesterday, but she wasn't announced in the announcement. Like if she had been in the announcement, she would have been my number one, followed by the 501st Jet Trooper. And so
so moving on. I guess let's not dive into the Yak Face live stream too much.
We can put that.
Yeah,
I feel like we can move that later.
Just for the people that don't know, Yak Face did do a live stream and he covered some really important topics. And I know we don't really have time to get into them. We were planning to, but you can also go on, if you go on the Star Wars Black Series subreddit page, you can find, if you just search for Yak Face in there, you can find, there's a really cool page called Yak Face Live Stream Black Series Highlights. And it just, because I didn't get a chance to listen to the live stream, but you can just read it's like a summary of it and like the important key topics. So just go do that. I think it's really
an interesting read for sure.
There's very important things in there that I think we should cover next episode.
Yeah, I definitely think that could be its own episode for sure.
And as we do want to quickly mention before we get into listener questions, there is a deluxe Saw Gerrera for next year and a deluxe Cobb Vanth.
Those are some Yak Face rumors we got right now. Pipeline reveal, but I think the rumor
is it's going to be a deluxe. Yeah,
a deluxe. Yeah.
So they'll probably end up doing both. If no one has Hasbro, which is fine. I mean, that is a lot of plastic though. So.
I mean, what I would really want is for them to do a Cobb Vanth with his like with a speeder. Like I would buy that in a heartbeat
Ooh,
if they did the
a
little pod
speeder.
racer speeder thing, because that was a great vehicle. Like
That
it was a
was
pod
awesome.
racer engine.
That was really cool. That was really, really
It was
cool.
probably Anakin's pod. There are people that think it's Anakin's pod racer. I kind of go back and forth. Like, yeah, it kind of looks like Anakin's pod racer engine, but also just kind of looks like a pod racer engine.
Yeah.
But,
I think it's more of a nod than anything. I don't think it's canon.
I agree. I think it's more of an homage. Yeah.
But if one of the listeners, if you know that it is canon and you have like a link to it, send it to me. I would love to read about that and learn, because
it can be in your head canon. It can be Anakin's pod racer engine. Like no one's going to stop you from thinking that.
Exactly.
It's like in your head canon, it can be Rex on Endor, or it could be Nick Sant. Like, they leave that open for you. It's your interpretation.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But so the next major event is Hasbro PulseCon in late October. What we're looking at, October 22nd, 23rd. Really cannot wait for that. We are going to do a couple shows. We are going to do this bi-weekly. I think we mentioned that at the top.
Yeah, we'll have a couple shows underneath our belt before then.
Yeah. Sure. So that's our next major event. So I can't wait. Maybe we'll do. I think obviously we'll probably throw in maybe like a same day reaction or something. I'm not sure. We'll talk about it.
Yeah.
But do you want to dive into the submitted questions we got here?
Yeah, let's do it. Let's bang out those questions and then.
All right. I do want to say thank you to everybody who submitted a question. Let me check email one last time if there's a last minute one. All right. If you didn't get it in by right now, it's not going to get read. And I do want to say this before we get into it. So everybody that is going to continue to send us questions, we are not going to have time, obviously, to get to everybody's in the coming weeks. But tonight, since it's special opening night, I do want to get to every question that we've had. So, and if we don't go too deep into it, I at least want to read what you had to say. So the first set of questions comes from J_T25 on Instagram. Thank you very much for. He's been very active in the comments of the podcast and
awesome
and send these questions.
He was actually right there.
He was actually the first one to send his questions. So shout out to J_T25 on Instagram. Go give him a follow. And his first question, he has 3. What are your top 3 Black Series items you own? His are the Boba Fett and Han Solo and Carbonite. So I'm assuming that's the old SDCC one.
Yeah.
Or yeah. And then he also said the Stormtrooper Evolution Pack and the Imperial Shadow Trooper set. So what are the 3? I guess I'll go ahead and answer. Since I was able to prepare, so I'm going to give. I wanted to do this. I wanted to
give me some Mike time to think here. Yeah.
So I'll go ahead and do mine. I think mine is definitely the SDCC Boba Fett, the Kenner from 2019, the Kenner one. I do have that figure shielded. If you're a viewer, you can see it. It's going to be it, but it's sitting up there in the corner. You can see it. And then obviously, I think it's Palpatine with the throne. That one's amazing. Mike's, for the people who are on audio, Mike's just like turning around looking at his figures, trying to decide, which is the same thing I did earlier when I was reading this down here. I think Palpatine with the throne is obviously up there because honestly, the price, and it's just such a cool figure with the replaceable heads and the lightning hands. And I used to have the Imperial, the Shadow Trooper set, but I sold it when I got out of the Black. That's my biggest regret, is selling that. But I did get a pretty penny for it. And then third, I think this is kind of cheating because it's 4, but I'm going to go with, I didn't realize that the 20th anniversary Obi-Wan was so expensive. It's going for like 100, 150 on eBay now. Yep. So I'm going to say my third top one is, it's like the Obi-Wan / Darth Maul, like, because I have both of them. So I'm going to just combo those into one and say that's in my top 3. So what about you?
I'll count it.
Appreciate it.
I think it's kind of dumb they gave that one the extra hand, but then also kind of encourage people to not open it.
Yeah,
Like, why give that the extra hand if it's like a special thing you like people shouldn't open?
Yeah, and then Hasbro took that to heart, and then they took the extra hand from the Qui-Gon, so people should have been quiet about it.
So annoying.
All right, so what you got? Were you able to come up with anything?
Yeah, I think I think I would definitely put the San Diego Comic-Con Boba Fett as my number 1 spot. That was a grail for my collection for a while. Brian, shout out to Brian here. That's TK6287, I think is his Instagram. He's the 501st member. He sent that to me over like last summer because I was going through some personal stuff, and it really I freaked
That's
out when I
awesome.
opened that box. It was great. So definitely that's like the
that's close to the
cool
heart,
thing.
you know.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
but looking around everywhere else, it's really tough to say like I like things because I like them, not because they have any kind of value. The Cad Bane, I think, is probably one of my favorite figures from the line.
Cad Bane.
The exclusive version. I like the little Toto 360. I love Cad Bane in Clone Wars.
Yep.
So that's one of my favorite figures. And it kind of it changes all the time. I'll probably just say like the Empire Strikes Back Darth Vader. I love that figure.
It's such a good
I love
one.
Darth Vader. I think it's an underrated figure. I think a lot of people they're like, oh, it's just the same as the New Hope one. It's not. First of all, it's not.
It is not. It is
better.
completely different. It is such a good sculpt.
Yeah.
It's literally
sculpt. Yeah.
I think I posted this whenever I first got the figure, when it first came out on my Instagram. I'm not sure, but it literally looks like a mini Hot Toy when you look at it up close. The sculpt, because I literally have the Empire Strikes Back Hot Toy sitting right there for the video listeners. If you put those side by side, it's literally the head sculpt is literally a mini version of that. It is amazing what Hasbro was able to do with that. So
the Empire Strikes Back
design team for that.
The Empire Strikes Back had my favorite Darth Vader. Like the look of him, his costume is different from A New Hope and it's different from Return of the Jedi.
Yeah,
like,
Empire Strikes Back is my favorite. But when Rogue One came out, I did kind of fall in love with those red tint eyes.
Sure.
Yeah. That he had on there.
So what else we got?
His second question, which I'm going to answer for you. It is, which Black Series size do you prefer, 6 or 3.75 inch? Which I wonder if he's thinking about the 3.75 inch Black Series from that they had a long time ago. But we said earlier that
they canceled that.
Yeah, neither of us. But he might have been talking about vintage collection too. I didn't ask, but we both said earlier that we don't really collect 3.75. So it's clearly 6 inch. And then his third question was, what figure? And I think we're going to dive deeper into this in future episodes. So I think I was able to pinpoint one. It's what figure needs to be made. And there's a ton. I have a running list on my phone of figures I want in the Black Series. But I pinpointed, I really loved, if anybody remembers that Revenge, like the figures that came out around Revenge of the Sith in that packaging with Darth Vader's helmet and the flames all around. They had a Darth Vader on the operating table figure where he's like being recovered. It has the freshly burnt Anakin like face and all that, and he's laying on the operating table. I want that deluxe. Like, give me an SDCC or like a Star Wars Celebration, like deluxe Darth Vader Black Series on the operating table from the end of Revenge of the Sith. Sure. That's what that's like my top one right now. So is there anything that immediately comes to mind for you?
I mean, I make whole videos on this. It changes all the time. I think if I had like, is it just one figure you want to see made? Is that it?
Yeah. Just try to do one that's not been released before.
Pong Krell.
Okay.
Like, I want a big bad guy forearm Jedi from like
that is. Like, I think that's my favorite arc from the Clone Wars. Outside of
the Umbara arc is easily one of the best.
Absolutely. I rewatch that all the time.
Yeah, that one and then the Siege of Mandalore are probably like pinnacle of Clone Wars. So
they're so good. Yeah. So thank you, J_T25, for those questions. I really appreciate it. So moving on to the next one we have. This is from Toy Monster 93 on Instagram. So this is kind of long-winded, and I don't think so. I'm just going to go ahead and read what he had to say. He said, "I like to hear you talk about your feelings on the whole quote-unquote exclusives topic, and has with apparent abandoning of regularly issued figured waves. The Marvel Legends line has many waves throughout the year that are available just about anywhere. So why is the Star Wars line handled so differently? It almost feels like Star Wars fans need to be made to jump through hoops, with different figures only be made available at specific retailers. So a lot of exclusives. Collecting Star Wars figures from Hasbro has definitely lost its joy and excitement and replaced that with aggravation, frustration, and resentment." So we're not going to dive too deep into this because we are running way over the time we wanted. So I do think we are going to make this a specific topic for a later show. So thank you, Toy Monster 93, for that. But
I'll do a quick thing here.
I was going to say, once you go, I'll do something quick, and then we'll move on.
The difference between Marvel Legends and Black Series is sculpting. 90% of Marvel Legends are minimal new sculpting on bodies that already exist.
Yeah.
And it's super easy to make those. It just is. Whereas when they do a new, like, so they've been reusing parts more in the Black Series line, and that's fine. But there's no like standard buck, as they call it. Like there's no, this is the medium buck, this is the big buck, this is the small kid buck, or whatever.
Yeah.
Like everything is pretty unique. Everything is uniquely sculpted, and that takes more money and that takes more time. That's why there's 800 Marvel Legends waves in a year, because they take a base body that they've already made, put a new head sculpt, maybe some minimal sculpting here and there on it, and that's it. Like that's all they do, you know.
Yep.
They basically kit bash almost everything.
Yep. And the one thing I'll say for now, before we dive in future on a future episode, my only issue with exclusives is it's whenever it's like super main characters. Mm-hmm. Like I really didn't like how Ahsoka from season 7 Mandalorian.
Yeah, that was messed up.
She's the main character of that, and you made her a Walmart exclusive. Yeah, and Walmart really botched that.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's a very hard wave to get. And so if you want to do like, and I know like troop builders, you know, clones exclusives sucks also, but whenever you have a main, the main, like imagine if when Mandalorian released, they made the Mandalorian figure a Walmart exclusive, and it's also during a time when you can't. There seems to be the only company not being able to get anything on a shelf. So I think
you're not wrong. Absolutely.
Yeah. So I think that's probably that's one of the big issues for me, is whenever you do like a main character like that, and I think they've been better about that. But that's one that like really, really stood out to me.
All right.
So thank you, Toy Monster 93. We are going to dive deeper into that in a future episode, but I did want to go ahead and read that on the show because I appreciate you sending that along. So this one comes from Arc_Captain_Fox on Instagram. He said, question for the show. Do you think we'll see more large 6-inch scale vehicles? If so, what kind of things should we expect? And what would you like to see the most? As impractical as it would be to scale, I would love... This would be insane. He said he would see an LAAT. That would be wild.
Yeah, that's pretty big.
That's too big. That's like double HasLab. You'd be able to fit like 50 figures in that. And
you got to make these things reasonable for sure.
Yeah. So I think we will. And somebody else actually asked, will we ever get like vehicles again? And I think we certainly will.
I sure hope so. I think a lot of the problem that people have is, you know, the past vehicles, they'll sit on the shelves and they go on clearance, and then everyone buys them on clearance.
Yep.
So when new ones come out, they go, oh, I'll wait till it's on clearance. And then Hasbro goes, well, no one's buying them for the real price. We can't make them cheaper. We're losing money when they go on clearance. So we're going to stop making them. So if you don't buy them at the full price,
they're not going to make
they're not going to make it. So if you want to see vehicles, buy
the vehicles.
I know it sucks, like $60 for a vehicle or whatever. Like, yeah, that sucks. $120 for the snowspeeder. Like, that sucked. But at the same time, I want to support the line. I want to buy it because I want more stuff like it. Like, I want that Cobb Vanth with that speeder. So yeah, I want all of that stuff. But if you don't buy it when it comes out and support the line, they're not going to do it because people are voting with their wallets.
Yep. And that's what so the real Mike Moore on Instagram asked, are vehicles done? And so they're not done. They're going to make more for sure. And answering this question, he said, what would you like to see the most? I would really like to see if they could do, it might be a little big, but you can only fit 2 figures in it. So I think it's attainable. I really want to see an ATST made.
I think that's doable. HasLab-ish.
Yeah.
I think it's doable. I think it's HasLab-ish on the same kind of scale as like a Rancor. Yeah, I think if you think small vehicles, like personal vehicles, like a Stat with a battle droid on it, or like pod racers, or like think cloud cars, things like that. Think like smaller to medium sized vehicles. I think an X-wing with its wingspan might be a little big, but kind of doable. I think an A-wing is about the same size as a snowspeeder, so it's doable for big stuff. But I think any small thing you can think of, it's like that's a no-brainer. You just have to support it. You just have to do it.
Yep, absolutely. So thank you, Arc_Captain_Fox, for that question. Moving on to this next question submitted by Jacob Harrington on Instagram. He actually said he runs his own Star Wars podcast that they talk about toys on it all the time.
Nice.
So go to his
competition.
Yep, go to his Instagram. His name is Jacob.
No, don't give them any. No,
don't support him.
Don't support them. Support us.
So he sent a question in, and I'm going to stall for a few seconds because I can hear my lovely wife bringing my laptop charger because I'm new to podcasting and forgot my laptop charger.
Rookie
Thank you very much.
Okay, hi.
Rookie mistake. Mike said hi.
Hi, can I get my laptop now?
Yeah, I'll read these. Yeah, here, you can take the laptop.
Thanks.
She needs to steal the laptop for master's homework. Luckily, I have my phone here. Okay, so let me get this laptop plugged in since I'm a rookie here. So I don't want it to die on me since I have like 15% left. Okay, we are ready to roll. Jacob Harrington asks, so be sure you go support him. Check his podcast out. I'll probably check his podcast out. Maybe he'll invite me on as a guest one day. That would be cool.
Yeah.
And both of us, then we can have him on.
Being a guest on things.
So Jacob, you have to prove you listened to this entire episode. So that way we can be guests.
There'll be a quiz afterwards.
Yep. So he said, got some questions for the pod. I run a podcast as well, and frequently talk about Star Wars toys on it. LOL. What's your holy grail? And we kind of talked about this earlier, but what's your holy grail of your collection? What characters are you still holding out for and hoping they make? And we are going to dive deeper into we'll do episodes where we have big, and we'll probably do movie specific because I have laundry lists from each.
Oh yeah, movie. Me too.
Yeah.
Every year I make a top 10 wish list for Black Series. That's one of the things. It's one of my biggest things on my channel usually.
So I think we both said the Boba Fett Kenner from the SCC, and then that's my characters. We kind of answered the characters holding out for already. Yeah. But he has a really good.
It's still a good question.
Yeah, he has an amazing question. The third question he has is amazing. That's really what I want to get into. He said, in all your time of toy hunting, can you look at a figure in your collection and remember exactly when and where you got it?
Yeah.
And I can. I feel like with almost every figure, I can remember, especially the older figures that I found on the shelves originally, way back when. I just think it's so special being able to, and it's almost like because e-commerce is king. It's almost gone are the days, where you can walk into you get the excitement. Now it's like you see it's there on Brickseek. You hope it's right, and you run in there and you grab your figure. But I think it's just with those original ones. I would walk into a Target, and I remember my dad took me, whenever I first got into the Black Series back in 2014, and walking into Target and seeing Greedo and Han and Darth Maul and R2-D2 on the shelves, and it was amazing. I do love my. I walk into my local comic shop. It's Pops Comics Collectibles here in Louisville. They always have a ton of Black Series, so I love finding stuff on the shelves there. But I think for pretty much every figure I have, I can think of the specific moment I I purchased it.
Yeah, I could probably, if you pick a figure, I could probably tell you where I got it and how I got it. I think I definitely remember my first figure was Darth Maul, seeing on the shelf at Target, right next to my work. And then I remember at that same Target later, seeing Boba Fett, because it was right when the second wave came out. And I'm like, oh, I'll never find a Boba Fett. It's being all the collectors are buying them. They'll be scalped. And I remember seeing the guy put the box on the shelf, and I was like, one Boba Fett, sir.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
The first figure I purchased. So I guess it's kind of a two-parter because the first one I purchased was the Luke Skywalker X-Wing. I actually purchased it online. I don't remember where from, but I was able to buy it online for a retail price. But the first figure I found in stores was it was the very next day, and it was I guess I didn't get in until Wave 2 was already out because I found Greedo on a shelf. So that was the first. So I remember literally having only Greedo, and it was kind of awkward, at first. It was like, why do I have just a 6-inch Greedo figure? Yeah. But that was fun. And then, so thank you, Jacob Harrington, for those questions.
For sure. Yeah, and we'll get into more stuff like that in the future of future podcast.
The last question we have comes from Carbonized Collector on Instagram. So thank you for sending in the question. And this is an absolute yes. He said, excited for the podcast. Thank you very much. Here's a question. Do you think we will ever get a Black Series Republic Commando? And that is a 100% astounding yes, especially with them.
Yeah.
I mean, it was obviously a little questionable probably 2 months ago, but now with them
after Bad
popping
Batch,
up after in Bad Batch, we'll definitely get like a Gregor,
or a
as
Scorch, or
we'll get the Gregor, and then we'll hopefully they send out the whole Delta Squad. And I just want a blank one, honestly. I just want an all white one. I'm still waiting on.
I would love it if they did Delta Squad and like Gaming Greats or something like that.
And you know they will. They have the Gaming Greats line, and they're releasing KOTOR, so maybe they'll release. They'll redo that one day. But I think it's an astounding yes that they'll eventually get to that. Honestly, I'm still waiting on them to make just a blank Phase 2 in the new mold clone.
Yeah, me too. They really need to do that. Like, agreed.
Like yesterday. Come on, Hasbro. We need to. But it'll be
the first thing they should have done is release like the blank templates before making a bunch of variants. Like they should have just done here's the blank templates. Yeah.
Just hopefully they don't do the true army build as like it'll be like the Star Wars Celebration 2022 exclusive, blank Phase 2 clone trooper. Awful. That would be bad. But
they need to do it like they did the 4-pack for the vintage collection. Like here's a 4-pack of Stormtroopers.
Yep.
Like
exactly.
Do that like they did it for Marvel Legends for the troop builders too. Like it's a no-brainer. Just give us a boring box, like slap it in a trash can and just ship it to me. I don't care.
Exactly. So that's it for all the questions and comments people send in. So thank you very, very much. I missed one. This is a very funny one. Anthony Lopez 1845 did say hoping for the Old Republic 6-inch Havoc Trooper, which that would be great. But the real Mike Moore also said or asked, what is the nicest smelling figure in the line? I'm just going to go ahead and say I don't smell my figures personally, but if that's something you're into, hey, I'm not going to judge.
I think they all kind of smell the same, to be honest.
they smell like
plastic.
Yeah, this is like plastic that's been sitting in a hot truck and then sitting in a store shelf actually they don't sit in store shelves anymore. It's sitting in a hot mail truck. I'm going to
say Jabba the Hutt. Why not?
I was going to go with the Gamorrean Guard.
Sure, that's a good one too.
So, but they're the same area. And Jabba's rich. He probably gets people, like deep cleaning him.
Sure, yeah. He can afford it.
But it'll definitely be the Rancor. Once that gets rich, that'll be.
You can afford to that for sure.
But that's it for the questions that people submitted in comments. So
thanks for doing that, everybody.
Yep, really thank you. Really big shout out to everybody who did that. That gives us something to chat about, and looking forward to doing that more in the future.
Yeah. Well, that puts a wrap on our first episode of the Black Series Cantina.
I'm excited. That was fun.
Yeah.
That was a lot of fun. I cannot wait to do more of these.
Fun. No, and I feel like we only half talked about every topic. It's like we picked little bits, and then we had to move on. Otherwise, we're going to be here for 5 hours, and we just can't.
Guys, we planned on doing an hour. We're at an hour, and we're at an hour and a half. Running right now.
I might shorten it up a little bit. But
obviously, we'll cut the fat. But this was very fun. So we definitely went over and it was awesome.
Yep. Cool. Well, shout out before we go to Sean. I think his last name is McDade, but McDade. I don't know. I'm butchering it, but he's a buddy of mine. He made our logo. Yeah, he made our logo, and it was very nice of him to do that. So if you want a logo made, maybe go hit him up on Instagram.
Appreciate it, Sean.
On Twitter. It's shattered CAWS. So
go give him a follow. I'll follow him on Twitter too.
Yeah, follow him on Twitter. Hit him up. He can make you some stuff.
Absolutely.
If you want to follow me on Twitter, I'm at mikekaess. I'm very good at names. So just that. And then also on Instagram, I believe I'm at Trusty Sidekick, because that used to be my old cool AOL Instant Messenger handle. And then I'm also on YouTube, just my name, Mike Case. So youtube.com/Mike Case. And if you want to see reviews of Black Series figures and whatnot, and unboxings and Transformer stuff, you can go find me on there.
Yep. And my name is Zach, but on Instagram, you can find me at the Star Wars Black Series. You can also find me on TikTok with the same handle. I do have a Twitter account, but it's a personal account, and I mostly tweet about sports to my close friends. So you don't want to follow me there.
Not
I mean, unless you're a sports fan, then. But I just tweet some stupid stuff on there. It's just more of a personal thing rather than a Star Wars thing. But also email us at Black Series Cantina if you want to have us read your comment or question on the show. You can also DM me directly on Instagram